What's going on, you guys? It's the FPL Penguin back again with another video for you all, and today's video will be about the best tips I can give you guys. Any new players out there playing for the first time this season? Just some big tips, out there, that advice to help you guys with this season. But if you enjoy this video, guys, hit the like button, do subscribe, and hope you enjoy this video. So let's get straight into it. So the first tip I'm going to give you guys is, and I'm going to give a big shout. I know a lot of people probably know this already, but it's always good. Big shout out to FPL Obsessed Matt, top guy. Give him a follow on Twitter and Instagram. He's a top man. But yeah, this is all about 0.5 million in the bank going into game week 1. So if you're playing the game for the first time this season, you should know there will be probably a lot of early price changes in the early game weeks, and that is affected with player ownership and stuff. So players that are unhappy with that player get rid of him, and then they go down in price, and then the next big players say, oh, everyone's jumping on this asset, so the more people go for that player, that price is more than likely to go up in price to about 0.1. So it's very good to go into the start of the season, even though some people like to spend all their money going to game week 1, is to have at least 0.5, something small like that. Don't go for $1 million, that's pushing it a bit, but at least 0.5 in the bank to, then you're not going to miss out on any early price changes, and then you're going to probably bet 0.1 million out. So you're going to be like, oh. So that's what I'd recommend if you want to play it that way and avoid any price changes and not take hit after hit after hit, because that's really annoying, isn't it? It's really, really annoying. So that's the first bit of advice I would give you guys. And also the next bit of advice, have a little scroll down, is, got on the fixtures here, is watch games very, very carefully. Just watch the games, enjoy, just be that eye test sort of manager. Now, you might play a completely different way, but I'm a bit more of an eye test sort of guy. I know there's a lot of managers out there who will eye test, and basically you'll watch matches carefully, watch the highlights, who really stands out for you. I'll give you an example, a bit of an eye test that I did, and it worked out perfectly. I think it was early last season at the start, and Ben Rama was doing so well, and I got on him really early, and he started doing really well because I watched him. He looked really, really good, so I got on that sort of bandwagon very, very early, and he did very, very well. So watch games very, very carefully early in the season. Pre-season can help, but maybe we'll look at game week 1 first. More professional games and more like competitive, should we say? And who really does stand out? Game week 1 will be very, very important, especially game week 2. If you want to get on those little gems very, very early. Another one as well, I would stick on the transfer page. We'll talk about as well. Don't do transfers very early. Like as soon as the game week's finished, like game week 1. Unless you really want to jump on that player like we talked about in the first point, like with price changes, that player could get injured, especially if there's like a European fixtures in that midweek leading up to the next game week. You don't want to have, bringing a player in and then suddenly they get injured in midweek or get a red card. Even if you do a transfer before that game week ends, going into the next game week, you'll be pulling your hair out. You'll be absolutely just stressed out. Late ones as well, late transfers, I don't recommend. So like straight on the deadline, I've been one of those managers as well, where doing it so late, maybe streaming it, and I thought, yeah, this person's starting, it's leaked, it's come out, and this player could be a good one. Don't do it, guys. It's such a bold move. It's very, is it dodgy, the word? Very, just, it's very annoying. Don't go for any late moves, because it could spell a disaster, to be honest with you guys. The next one we're going to pick is, don't look too much into stats. We'll probably just talk about it like this. So don't look too much into stats. What I really mean is, there's a lot of brilliant people out there who put out these great threads, stats. I love them. But I feel, don't look too much into them. Don't look too much into player stats. There's nothing wrong having a little, glance at them. Some great people out there who post on Twitter, but just try and avoid them and make your own decisions. Have a little look, but don't look too much into it, because that's when the word that I hate, a lot of people hate, overthinking happens. You overthink and then you're pulling your hair out, you're stressing. And remember, it's only a game at the end of the day. It is. So it's it's not, just enjoy the game, guys. Don't look too much into stats. And polls, for instance, I'm one of those. I'm a sucker for, I put out polls. Not as much as like last season. I didn't put that much out, but I do like looking at some polls as well. Polls are unreliable. They're usually people who have answered them who have those players, and they're going to be a bit biased, aren't they? So don't really listen to like polls. You can have a look at them, but don't take whoever's got the highest winning option on there. It's not great. It's not great, guys. Another one as well, look ahead. Don't just concentrate on game week 1 unless you're free hitting. So for example, if I can bring it up on the little screen right here. So what I really mean is just look ahead. I'm going to bring up a on the screen right now is this beautiful diagram from Holly Shand. Holly Shand, big shout out to her. But yeah, this on the screen right now. We'll do it right here so you get bigger for you guys. Just look ahead. Just look here. Look ahead. Don't just concentrate on game week 1 if you're new to the game. I know a lot of players would be looking at maybe just looking at game week 1. Don't. Look ahead to the first 6 to 7 game weeks. Like, this is perfect. Shout out to Holly Shand. Big content creator out there in the FPL community. But yeah, like I said, just look at the fixtures, look long term. Don't look short term. Unless you're free hitting, that's a different story. But if you're free hitting and that's just for 1 game week, that's fine. But if you're not free hitting, just look at the first few game weeks. If you're new to the game, don't just settle on the first 1 to 2 game weeks. Look ahead and look at the options and see if those players that you feel are good enough, good rotation and everything. Just don't settle just for one. Concentrate on one. Just look at the whole next few game weeks ahead, like on here on the screen. Another one to go for is, avoid rotation players. So, i.e., like Jota, Mahrez, Foden, Kuleveski as well, because now Richarlison signed for Spurs. So, if we talk about City, it's Man City. We all know what Pep rotation's like. We know they've just got rid of Sterling. Jesus is gone, but they brought in likes of Haaland, Alvarez. They've come in now, so that doesn't make things any better, does it? But now they've still got players like Grealish. They've still got Silva. They've still got Foden, Mahrez, did I say? So there is going to be still that rotation there. So if you're looking at City, for example, attacking players, KDB's your man. He's well nailed on. Probably the most nailed on attacker there. Haaland, we'll have to see. I think he's obviously going to be like KDB, the most nailed on there. But avoid players like Mahrez and Foden. Grealish, relatively nailed on, but he's not going to get you many returns. He showed that last season, not many returns. Like, he's more like getting the team, pushing the team forward and stuff. So avoid players like that. Like Mahrez and Foden, for instance. Kuleveski, with Richarlison there. Spurs got Champions League as well. There's going to be a lot of rotation. Jota, for example, with Liverpool, Núñez is there now. Klopp trying to get Diaz, Núñez, and Salah as that starting front 3. So Jota would be that rotation along with Bobby Firmino as well. So, and Carvalho's there as well, guys. So it's going to be very interesting. So players like that, avoid when you're picking your team, players that rotate. Go for the most nailed on players. Go for the most nailed on players, guys. Another one as well is try not to jump on. We'll bring it back on the screen. Try not to jump on promoted players. So that's another one I want to talk about as well. Promoted players like, because we know Fulham, Bournemouth, and Nottingham Forest have all come up to the Premier League. So I probably say, we can see them all here on the screen playing on Saturday, all 3 of them. I'd wait and see. I wouldn't jump on them just yet. We need to see how proven they are. We know Mitrovic has been there. People know how I feel about Mitrovic. Wouldn't jump on it just yet, especially when he's got Liverpool. Very, very tough game. Harry Wilson, I have to say. Johnson. You've got the new lad from Union Berlin who used to play for Liverpool, strike up front. We have to see how he does. It's all about wait and see. And people like Dean Henderson, clean sheets. He's obviously probably going to start now. Samba's gone to Lens. He's going to be their new number 1 now, Henderson. We'll have to see and wait and see and weigh it up. Give it the first 2 game weeks and see how they settle. Bournemouth, Solanke, see how he does. So I wouldn't jump on them just yet. It's all about wait and see for me with these sort of players, and not get too excited, shall we say? So that's pretty much it, guys. Guys, those are my tips going into the new season. Just enjoy the game, and that's my final tip. Just enjoy the game. Don't stress. Don't think it's like the most important thing in the world. Enjoy it, guys. Interact with everybody on Twitter, Instagram. Great people on Twitter. Just great people in general. Content creators out there as well, fellow content creators. And but yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Give it a like, give a subscribe, and let me know down below if this is your first season as well. And I'll get straight back to your comments. I'm always looking at the comments. So, guys, thank you so much. Take care, and see you later.